We must become bigger than we have been, more courageous, greater in spirit, larger in outlook. We must become members of a new race, overcoming petty prejudice, owing our ultimate allegiance not to nations, but to our fellow men within the human community. And that is a quote from Selassie. And this quote addresses one of the main reasons I created Hippie-Fari, the beautiful life-changing message of the revolutionary-minded. A reggae binds to the mind of the revolutionary, and it was created for social change, and its message is as strong today as it was in the 60s when the first reggae records were released in Jamaica. So welcome to another episode of Hippie-Fari Reggae Radio and Podcast, recorded live in the Ohm and Honey Reggae Radio and Media Studios in beautiful Daytona Beach, Florida. I am your host, Scotty the High-Strung Hippie, and Hippie-Fari is a podcast where we discuss all things reggae, so if reggae music is your thing, you're in the right place. And we're doing a free custom Hippie-Fari bracelet giveaway. There's only 6 in existence. They're created by the talented reggae painter. So go to YouTube and follow us at Hippie-Fari. Download your favorite episode. Send a screenshot to hippiefarreggae@gmail.com and I'll pick a winner. So tonight we have a special guest in the studio. I have been looking forward to this. I'm stoked. This guy has done it all, and he smoked the whole way there. From reggae festivals to more reggae festivals. He's been a staple in the scene. That's quite all right with pretty much everyone who comes in contact with him. Once he flips that glass, you are on your ass, and we're about to discuss why. So let's welcome to the show, the Bearded Larry. What is up, man?
Hey, how's it going, man? Appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, man, absolutely. I definitely appreciate you coming on. I can say straight up for the people that are listening and aren't watching the YouTube video, that's by far the dopest backdrop that anybody's ever had on a podcast. Can you just tell us real quick where you are?
So I'm in Wildwood Regional Park. I really don't know. It's Wildwood Park. Somewhere in right outside Los Angeles, like Thousand Oaks or something like that. So
nice. There's
yeah.
mountains and everything. It's beautiful.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful. They got a couple trails. There's a cave. There's a waterfall-ish thing back there, depending on the season. And yeah, there's even a little teepee at the top if you want to like go and hang out. So
that's dope, man. I live in Daytona Beach, Florida, so when your screen popped up and I saw a mountain, I was definitely a little blown away. So that's very cool, man. So once again, thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to come on. So I'm sure the people that already know you know about you, and the people that don't are definitely eager to learn. So let's go ahead and get started, man. Why don't you just go ahead and tell us who is Bearded Larry and how did this wild journey start?
Well, I'd like to think we're always figuring out who we are, but we won't go that deep with it. But,
we can.
The Bearded Larry just kind of started. I hadn't shaved since 2017, and it was a nice full beard. I think this was like 2019. I was sitting on the couch at a friend's house, Chips. If you're in the reggae scene, you know Chips from the merch industry. But yeah, we're sitting there, and my name used to be Aceroth or whatever it used to be, which is my old call sign for video games when I was a kid. So I was like, yeah, I got to come up with something else, and I was just like, well, I can't be Pinhead Larry, because pins, that doesn't sound very right. So I was like, yeah, what about the Bearded Larry? Kind of like the Bearded Lady, but the Bearded Larry. And just kind of stuck and rolled off the tongue. I felt like it was easy because I wasn't going to shave the beard. So yeah, just kind of stuck from there, and going to reggae show after reggae show. Just kind of kept introducing myself as the Bearded Larry, and now pretty much everybody knows me as that.
That's so awesome, man. I mean, you even have your own logo, so you're definitely doing something right, man.
Yeah.
What's that?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
So obviously you're a festival junkie. Do you remember your first reggae festival experience? And if you do, could you kind of describe what it was like?
I want to say the first festival I did was going to be Reggae Rise Up Florida in 2018.
Shout out.
Yeah. Reggae Rise Up is amazing, by the way. Florida one is
Yes,
by
that's
far one of the best out there, if not the best. It's
my
right on the
stomping ground. Hell
water.
yeah.
It's just it's right there in St. Pete on the water.
Yep.
Just amazing, amazing experience. You know, I got to go there. I want to say the first year. I really don't remember anymore. It might have been the year I ended up at Kenny Bongo's house, just hanging out with Eric Rachmani and everybody, from all the different bands, just whatever. But that might have been 2019. I really don't remember. It's all running together nowadays.
Well,
Uh,
and we're about to figure out why you don't remember, but
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
yeah,
Yeah, so yeah, again, just amazing experience, and I haven't missed a Florida one since, and I think I might have missed one Maryland one, and that's about it. So all the other ones I've been to.
that's awesome, man. Yeah, me and my wife were at obviously the one that just passed. We only got to go for one day. Obviously work gets to you, but we went on I thought on the best day. Tribal Seeds, Kabaka, Revolution.
Yep.
I tell you one thing though about leaving Reggae Rise Up when Revolution. We were trying to walk through the crowd. I was like, we are not going to get the fuck out of here, man. It was amazing. I mean,
Oh no. Oh
that
no.
was a crowd. It was unbelievable.
Hmm.
Um, so obviously, you're a festival goer, and for the people that don't know, the Bearded Larry carries around this. I mean, people have heard of bongs before. People have heard of water pipes before. You have no clue what this thing is unless you've seen it. It's incredible. If you're not watching the video, it's like a foot and a half high. It fills up with smoke. He flips it. But when did you decide to start like just bringing that with you? Because most people like hide their shit in their pocket, and you can't hide that thing in your pocket, man. So
Um,
like when did that become a part of your your repertoire?
so I guess the Bearded Larry kind of started more as the years went on. I just kept going to festivals, kept going to shows. I mean, I would hit 5 shows in a row in like 4 states on the East Coast is how it started, and people just got to know me from the internet, taking pictures of me being on the rail with whatever bong back then, just carrying it in my hand and doing a dab or whatever it was.
No,
And just always being there, smiling and having a good time. And then the artists would obviously start to recognize me when I'm on the rail.
sure.
So that just kind of turned into, oh, Larry just hit us up for any show, come on out, blah blah blah. So I had all access to these shows, and I would bring the bongs in and get people high, and I just did that for years, with G Pen Connect was the device I was using back then.
Right.
Um, and so I did that for years. I used to own my own smoke shop and did that. Then I was doing Uber for a while. Would go home, do Uber for a weekend or two, and then go back out and hit the road for 2 months. I was doing that, and then all the money kind of ran out. So this company, Student Glass, was bought by G Pen, and I went to them one day, end of 2022, and I was like, "Hey, will you guys just pay me to be me, and I'll just go to shows and show your product to people like I have been doing for 4 years?" And
Right.
they were like, "Well, yeah. I mean, well, how are you gonna take this out?" And I was like, "Well, I mean, hell, we could put the mount on the back of my car, and I'll go tailgating with it or whatever." And then we came up with, well, why don't you just put it on your chest? So we came up with a chest mount. I didn't bring it out today, but we put the
Right. Right.
chest mount, on, and then put this thing
Yeah.
on there, and then go out and just literally spin it and hand out dabs to people. So the first festival I went to was Reggae Rise Up Florida with this in 2023, and it was a hit. I'm literally in the middle
Yeah. Yeah.
of
Full
the
fun.
of the
Right. A hit.
crowd. I mean, like there's a front row. You can tell there's a guy right there, like clearly unimpressed. And then everybody else in the crowd is like, "Yeah, let's go, let's go, let's go." You know what I mean? It's that way. So it was interesting video. It ended up going viral on Facebook of all places. So I caught that, rode that wave, we'll say a little bit. They kept paying me to be me and keep going into more festivals, more shows, and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, so that just became my life. Going to the same festivals I was already going to, most of the same shows, obviously. And then I started going to like weed events out here on the West Coast,
Sure.
and other places too. Pretty much anywhere that wants to pay me to come and get people high, I'm like, yeah, I'll come. I didn't know I could get paid to do what I love to do. Like, let's go. So yeah, that's kind of the wave I've still been riding. Now I work with this company, Student Glass, and Dr. Dabber is another company that I work with now, and just showing their product to people
Yeah.
in real life, going to events, going to
Yes.
shows, getting, real marketing, as opposed to
100%.
them just seeing it on the screen, so.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and if you're marketing to people on a screen, you're marketing to a bunch of stoners on a screen, chances are they're going to fucking forget. But someone
Right.
like you walked up to them with something like that, they're not going to forget because they probably
Exactly.
recorded it or something. So,
Yeah, that's the other thing is, I don't even know what reach I really got with, being out in the crowd with this thing and everybody and their mother recording me,
oh God,
so
yeah, bro.
it's been insane. It's been
That's when
an
I literally asked
interesting
you on the
life.
phone today. I was like, I felt like I was like, what a jackass question. I was like, you don't mind bringing that on the podcast? And I was like, wait a minute, you're all over social media with it
I
on,
just,
so
I just had to find a park that I didn't have to really worry about,
right,
Karens walking up or anything.
yeah,
There's not too many kids here or anything today, so I didn't have to worry about that. It's a nice spot.
right. I mean,
So
so pretty much what I'm gathering so far is you get to go to reggae festivals and smoke people out, and it's kind of what you do for a living. That's just
yeah,
pretty neat, man.
yeah.
So we're actually gonna dive into that a little bit more in a second, but I kind of want to round it off the first part. What's I know you talked about the beard a little bit. Is there like a spiritual thing to it, or just practical? I mean,
No,
or
I'm lazy. Like I don't want to
okay, cool.
shave. I don't want to take care of it. Like I just let
Yeah,
it go for 8 years. I
yeah.
ruined it one year by just doing this too much while I was driving and pulling
All
a
right.
bunch of it out, whatever. And then I got old, so it's growing back slow and gray. But so I honestly just shaved it like what 4 months ago now, and
Damn.
yeah, so I'm just waiting for it to grow back, you know.
Right.
But yeah, I just the bearded Larry is now my name, so kind of keep it going.
Yeah, the shaved Larry doesn't really sound too good. So.
Yeah. The unbearded Larry just didn't
Right.
ring as much of a bell, or just Larry, So
Right on, man. Well, very cool, bro. So I'm gonna hop into a segment. I actually labeled my questions "bong and culture." Now, can you describe the engineering behind your rotating water bong for the people that
not
can't see it right now?
Not really. I'm not an engineer, nor do
Right?
I mean, like, I can give you the layman's version that I give
Yeah,
to
there we
everybody
go.
else
That's right. You just
that
kind of describe
that
how it
that
works.
runs that runs up on me at a festival when I'm stoned and
Yeah.
getting people high and says, "No, so how does that thing work?" I'm like, so when you
Yeah.
rotate it, it pulls air from one side and pushes it out the other. I don't know how it does
Right.
it. Like, so in there are the way the holes are in the middle thing is how it's done. When you flip it, the water's going through a hole on the side and through this percolation stem and going down. And while it's doing that, it's pulling air from one side through the way the holes are made, and then pushing it out to the other side. Again, not an engineer, so
No,
that's
sure.
about as much as I understand about it. And
Sure.
then you can put a bowl in there or whatever, or you can take this off and actually put their other device, the module, right
Oh
on the
shit! Did I
side
hear
of
you
it.
say dabs earlier too?
Yeah. I don't really smoke a lot of flower anymore.
So you're
I
walking around giving everybody dab hits. Jesus.
Yeah, I've ended a couple people's days.
Yeah, man.
I've gotten text messages from artists the next day like, dude, you ruined my day yesterday. Like
Yeah,
I fell asleep
exactly.
for 4 hours in the green room after my set. Like
Yep.
you're an adult, I mean, you knew what you were doing. Like I don't.
Sure.
This is not your first rodeo.
That's
So
hilarious.
it's pretty much how I bank on it. It's like everybody's consensual adults. You know what I mean? Like I check the wristband. That's all I need to do.
That's it.
At this point, they know what they're getting into. So I do warn people it's dabs. Especially if it does. Like, they don't look like they know. But a
Right.
lot of people at this point understand it, and they see the device on the side, and they're like, oh, what is that? So.
Right. That's like, so how heavy is it, man? Like how can you carry it
Uh,
around forever without needing a break?
Pretty much. I've gotten used to it. Really depends on the terrain and the heat. Um, but the device itself with water is probably about 14 pounds with the device, everything on.
So it's like carrying a baby on your stomach, like the
Yeah,
women that walk around with their kids on their, yeah.
yeah.
A
Um,
bong
it,
baby. I love.
exactly, exactly. Some people treat their 40s differently. So they got kids on their chest. I've got a bong on mine. Whatever. So
I like your style way better.
yeah, no, it's less responsibility for the most part.
So, the company that made that and that you're working for, obviously the people that made that are pretty intelligent. Are they working on like evolving that? Like, because there's always, through scientific methods, there's always a way you can. I mean, are they like upgrading it? Like, or has that been the same one you've had, or are they giving you new models?
I mean, normally they're just doing different colorways. If it's been improved in any way, the only thing that's been done is like different glass manufacturers and things like that. I don't think they've really improved on the actual device since it's been made.
Right.
Don't quote me on that, please.
Sure.
But at the same time, I'm pretty sure it's very similar to the same design and all that. What they've been focusing on is like this thing that came out to go on the side of it, then this little thing for that to go, back onto and do dabs out of here. So and now we've got something else in the works. Is all I'm allowed to say.
Could you do me a favor real quick for the people that
Yeah.
are watching? Could you show us how that works real fast?
Which one?
The rotating thing, or at the park that you're at, is that not something that you want to do?
Oh no, I really don't give a fuck about that. I'm just gonna be really baked afterwards.
Oh well, then no, that's fine. Well, you don't actually have to load it. I was just wanting to see how it for the people that are watching that might not have got the videos or actually seen it before.
Um, yeah. So I mean, if I might as well just hit it, but just remember,
Yeah,
if I get comatose, this is the
that's
problem.
all right, man.
I give these out all day. I don't really hit this often. Okay, like I know better.
You give them away, sure. You're
Yeah.
like, I'm fine.
That's what I'm here to. I'm here to give them out, not like do them myself. It's funny because people walk up and they'll be like, "Oh, no, you do it. I want to do a video of you doing it." I'm like, "I don't hit this shit.
No, hell
No.
no, man. If you it's like a bartender can't be drinking all night.
Yeah. I'm trying to carry it around. Look all that." All right, so I'll just go in nice and light. That way I don't kill myself, and we'll be all
Perfect.
right. Probably have to do a couple rotations on this one.
Yeah, and for the people
Get it
listening
get
that
it
aren't
nice and
watching, this is
milky.
a trip. It's awesome.
Yeah,
It looks like a pill capsule.
shout out to Student Glass. They really did a great job with this. So,
There we go.
all right, it's milking up
Boom. So he flips it
again.
over
I
and it
have it,
fills the top chamber up with smoke.
and then we do it again.
And, oh, wow. And then wham. So it's kind of like a gravity bong. Kinda. A little. Oh, but you keep flipping it till it's all gone. Oh, damn. That's
I mean,
nuts.
it is a gravity bong. It is using
Yeah.
gravity.
Okay. Right? Yeah. Yeah, that's cool, man. Nice. I love it, dude. So,
If I hit it again, I'm dead. So,
right. So, have you named it?
no, I don't.
No, it
Never
doesn't have a
been.
girl's name like Charlene or something.
I've never been big on naming things, honestly speaking. Even in life, I never really named my car and all that kind of stuff.
Right,
Maybe I'm just
right.
unoriginal. I also named myself the Bearded Larry. I mean, well,
Yeah.
clearly I'm not that original. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
That's all right, man. So, at a festival, if someone was to walk up and want to hit the bong, is there like an etiquette of hitting it? At the festival?
I mean, ideally, I like how the first Roto-Rooter truck had no tinted windows, but the second ones were like blacked out. It's like, yo,
Right.
man, what you doing? Anyways,
Yeah.
sorry, I notice everything. What was it saying? Oh, so the etiquette would be to not put your lips on it.
Right.
And the best way to do that in like the wind and everything is kind of just grab it like that, grab it there,
Okay.
and do it that way. Unfortunately, nobody listens to me when I tell them, and the first thing they do when they grab it is
Just
lick it
stick it
all
right
up
in your
and
mouth.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I kind of stopped explaining. I kind of went to the point of, if you as an individual are concerned about your germiness, cleanliness, whatever the fuck you want to call it, then you're going to do whatever you want to avoid that. Like, you're going to be
Right,
conscious
sure.
of it because you want to. If you don't
Right,
care, then you'll put it in your lips and it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like, I don't,
right.
like, so like that
Because
was
you know you're
the,
not the only one who's done it, as I heard.
right. Like, and if you're a stoner from the past 30 years, then you probably don't
Nobody
give a
gives a
flying
fuck.
fuck
Yeah, exactly.
because you've been smoking random shit with people for years and
Yep.
nobody's been dying. Like, I mean, like,
Right.
you don't, I don't know. I'm sorry. We're not going to get too opinionated, but yeah,
No, dude, you
whatever.
totally can, man. This is an open forum podcast, bro. You can say
Whatever.
whatever you want.
Gotta love it. And I feel like
Absolutely, 100%. So
I've been from,
obviously you don't sanitize it. That was my next question. So sharing it
um,
is definitely ritual of the magic.
right. And I mean, like, I have wipes that I'll sanitize it here and there, but like not after every person, especially if it's in a group of people that are generally friends already, like I
Yeah,
just never, so, you know,
that's cool,
but
man.
yeah, lots of fun with that one.
Right on. And I know you have stoner moments. So kind of try to just give me what you can on this one. What's the wildest or most beautiful moment you've had at a festival? I mean, wildest. I mean, I'm sure you've probably handed that thing to somebody. They've hit it and just fucking passed out.
I haven't had anyone pass out per se, to my knowledge. Normally I'm far away before anything happens. I've heard stories that when I've walked away, I've had security guards come up and ask me, whatever. And not like, yo, what happened? But like, yo, dude, so that
Oh,
last person you got,
you're not gonna
they're out
believe
here
this.
looking for you or whatever. And I'm like, hey, man, they're consensual adult. That's not my fault. They were drinking before they did the dab. Like,
Yep.
it's whatever. So, but yeah, I've been pretty lucky and blessed. Most of the festivals know me well enough. They know. I mean, I used to do BHO, like out there. I was fucking people up, man. You'd be coughing
What?
and choking. BHO is like resin. It's a different way of extracting.
Like
Not as
shatter, kind of?
clean. No, no. Yeah, like shatter. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. But obviously different
That's
forms of
rough.
BHO now.
Whoa.
Yeah, exactly.
Out in the
So.
sun? Jesus. Oh my God.
Oh,
I can't even
dude.
imagine.
Yeah, but people took it. They loved it. Whatever. I moved to rosin as fast as possible, just because it's a cleaner experience and it's just better overall for everybody. But yeah. So, but yeah, as far as like any crazy moment or anything, it's mainly just been getting to get some amazing artists high while they're on stage during their
Yeah, I know,
set,
I know.
that
That's the
kind of
cool
stuff.
thing about you, man. Like, I was telling people who I was going to have on the podcast, Derek, who I was like, you ever seen that dude at the festivals that literally gets the bands high on stage with that big fucking glass thing? Him. Like, oh, wow. That's awesome.
Yeah, no,
Um,
it's been fun.
so, and this was not even on my list of questions, but who finances the shit that people that are smoking out? I mean, it's obviously not free,
Yeah,
but that might
it's
be none of my
all.
business. Might have been a stupid question.
No, no, it's all student glasses. All doing this is all from the company. They're doing it as a marketing thing. Same with Dr. Dabber. If you're hitting a Dr. Dabber, if you're hitting a student glass, that's all from them.
That's cool.
Generally speaking, I throw in some here and there when I have to, but
Right.
for the most part, it's all from them. So
Sure. So, from festival to festival, obviously people recognize you. You're like a national act, but that's not on stage. So, for not being like a band and just being a normal dude who kind of hopped into this, what's that like for people? You know what I mean? You're a celebrity, but yeah, were you? I don't know if you were prepared to be one, but what's that like to just be fucking recognized everywhere you go at a reggae festival with 60,000 people?
I mean, like it's interesting at times. It has its moments up and down. There's sometimes I want to just be at the festival or at the show and just watch the show.
Sure.
And I get people, hey man, you're that guy that did this, or aren't you, or whatever. Hey, it's awesome. I love it. Like I try to treat everyone with respect and all that. But like I said, there's definitely been times. This isn't what I intended or asked for
Exactly.
necessarily. Like it was a marketing thing for them and a way for me to get to go to the festival.
Yeah.
Now it's turned into literally a full time. Like even at the festivals, when I'm done working, I'm still walking around with one of the
You're
other
still
devices,
working.
getting some other people and doing other things, and you know, uh, there's definitely a lot of, I get a lot of people walk up, hey, you're not strapped up. Where's your companion? You know what I mean? Like, you're like, yeah, dude, there's somebody behind the bong too, so,
Yeah. It's fucking like, what are you
like I
doing
said,
walking around
it's
without that thing on? You're a human being.
right. It's been, like I said, ups and downs. I like it for the reason of, I want to enjoy as much of my life as possible without having to, work a 9 to 5, get behind a desk and do that kind of crap. So,
Amen.
this is what I want to do, just because of that. It's not, I don't have a shtick. I don't have you know what I mean? I'm still trying to figure out what kind of content to really deliver other than, yo, check it out. I'm in a cool spot doing dabs,
You're
use
fucking.
this,
It's
use
called
this
freedom.
device instead of the other one, like that's the only
Yep.
kind. And again, I don't work with, I mean, I only work with 2 companies that, like I don't want to work with 15 companies and
Nah, it
you
gets you
gotta
confusing.
guess what, well, I mean, and I'm not I mean, I'm not, telling you bullshit, like that's,
Sure.
anybody that's advertising 15 of the same products, like they don't use all of them, I promise you. And I mean, I don't mean, papers and all the other things. I mean, literally direct competitors' products. You know what I mean? Like
Sure, I
these
hear you.
two, these guys are pretty direct, competitors with this device alone.
Yeah.
But, it's friendly competition. They're both amazing devices for their own
Sure.
qualities. You know what I mean? I mean, even to compare these two together wouldn't even be a right thing because this actually goes on there. I mean, it's a totally different
Yeah.
thing.
Do you have to charge that?
Yeah, it's got a battery.
So, like stoner problems. Have you ever like had to go to a festival and forgotten to charge the shit?
Yeah. I've got a couple in my car for that reason, just in case.
Cool.
So, but definitely done that.
Well,
Definitely done that.
this is obviously a reggae podcast. So, what if you're allowed to say it? What like name some of like the dopest bands that you've blazed out on stage?
Oh, I mean, God, Bumpin' Uglies, a couple of
Yeah.
those guys. I say Ethan, the keyboard is literally jumping off the back of the stage after doing the dabs. Like they're still playing. There's a
Yeah.
keyboard, but there's nobody behind it. And they're like, like he's just on the back. He's gone, throwing up,
That's
whatever. So I
yeah.
got him good. Fortunate Youth, Dan Kelly. This is actually the
Nice.
same day at Florida Groves. He didn't know it was dabs. I ran up on
There
him
you go.
while he's on stage, takes a big hit, and like shoves it back at me, right? And and you see the video, and he's up there, and he done forgot his lyrics, looks back for me, motherfucker. Like it was
Yeah.
so good. It was so good. So I got him good. Joe Samba, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it was
Nice.
Joe Samba hit it right at the end of his set. And that was the guy that, messaged me like, yo, Larry, you ruined my day yesterday. I'm like, what's up? Yeah. So that was a great one. Swayze is my favorite to be on stage with. I don't want to be on stage. If I'm on stage for one of the artists to hit it, cool. But like, I don't want to be
Yeah.
up there hitting it myself.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a center of attraction. I really don't
Yeah. You're not a
care. Like,
showboat.
I'll get up there and walk across the stage or something. But like standing up the stage and trying to move to the music and hit a bong or whatever. But
Right.
Swayze, that one I love actually being on stage with him. He's just always there, back and forth is really good with him, and he'll actually hit it and keep performing. Ellie Mack, another amazing artist that hits it and still performs on stage, like mid song, hits that shit during Mr. Sensi or something, I can't remember. And yeah, damn, there's been others too. I can't think of at the moment, which whatever. I've got
That's
other guys
awesome.
high, just with normal, joints and everything,
Right.
but yeah, main thing what I like to do was really just for the crowd, like to get the people high,
Sure.
like you said, excuse me, like you said, a lot of people get their, stuff taken at the doors and all that. So, I like to be able to provide something while I'm in there since I do get to, bring
Right.
whatever we want inside,
Yep.
you know. So I like to provide a little bit of service for sure.
That's so awesome, man. So, we've definitely talked about the fun part of it, and Thank you so much, man. I've gotten a lot of laughs out of this so far. Let's kind of take it to a little bit deeper level, though. What does cannabis mean to you, just beyond the high itself?
Man, I really don't know anymore, if we're gonna be honest. Like I don't think I need it medicinally.
Okay.
Now that I've taken it to the point of it being a job and like making content, doing dad videos every day, all this kind of stuff, like
Sure.
it's definitely lost some of its I don't want to say meaning, but
Luster.
it's lost some of its appeal. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah,
So,
like any job,
you
yeah.
know, unfortunately, yes, it
Yeah.
has, just because of the job factor. But at the same time, rosin keeps me really into it. The terp profiles and chasing that, the education and the knowledge of where we're going with it has been insane too. Just learning, graduating from this to this to this to now to
Right.
rosin, it has been a cool journey for sure. So Farmer's Cup, IB and SD around 710. Sorry. Um,
No, you're
yeah.
good.
So, uh, but yeah. So I really don't know if it has much of a meaning anymore than just keeping myself calm is the
Right.
best way to put
Right.
it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to not sell myself short, but I really don't know. I'll be honest too. Like I could take a good break. Like knowing what I have to come back to. Like if I
Sure.
needed to, take a nice tolerance break, I know I could at this point.
Okay.
Just because I've been doing it so much and I mean, everywhere, anywhere. Literally, I'm just sitting here doing another dab now. Like, I do it when I
Right.
want to. I do it when
Yeah.
I'm supposed to, and I do it when I'm just doing nothing to do it. Like it's gotten to that weird point for me personally. But I mean, this is 23, 24 years of doing this with a 4-day tolerance break that I can remember.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah,
That that's
like you
awesome,
said,
man.
everything gets there with a job for sure.
Yes, man. So I mean, it's got to feel good, man. Because the act of like sharing smoke definitely connects people. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, you have to see yourself as kind of like a medicine man or like a tribal like energy keeper, kind of. I mean, because when you walk in, people get excited. They know what you have, and they're kind of. It's like you're providing them with something that they want, and it's putting them in a certain groove. And I mean, you're responsible for that, which is it's a cool thing, man. So I mean,
Yeah.
you are like a medicine man.
Um, I wouldn't go that far. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I see it. It's good that I inspire people
Hmm.
to go out there and do more. Be
Yeah.
themselves is my main thing to try and inspire them to anything. Like I'm not a character on here. I literally was doing this before I was getting paid. To do it, and then I'll
Yeah.
keep doing
Exactly.
it after this company doesn't pay me. Like I'll still find a way to get to festivals
Right.
and
Yeah. You're not gonna just
and
stop
do it.
smoking.
Well, not only that, but like I feel like even if they weren't paying me to go to the festival for whatever reason, I wouldn't go to the festival and try and get money or anything, but I'd find sponsors to do it in other
Yes.
ways,
Yeah.
and make it, like even the dab sponsor or weed sponsor will
Yeah.
pay the little amount of money that I require to go and do something like that. So, and
Right.
the amount of marketing that a company can gain from having someone on the ground that literally moves around as much as I do,
Sure.
is beyond. I mean, you don't even know how to mark or put the price tag on it. So
Well, you
um,
can't, man. You're in the
yeah.
field, bro.
Right. I mean, what
Yeah.
they have to pay to get a booth and then to, pay 5 or 6 people and, get two of them to go
Hmm.
walk around the crowd and do all that,
Yep.
where shit, I can get there and get your presence known, pretty fucking easily. So,
Absolutely. And
I'm
I'm
lucky to
I'm
have
I'm
that.
like you. I go to festivals and stuff. Obviously, I have a podcast, but when I have my microphone with me, I interview people in the crowd. My favorite thing
Yeah.
to do is interview people in the crowd. Now, I'm not running back to get the bands. If I don't get a media pass, I don't care. I love talking to the people in the crowd. It's fucking awesome, man.
Hmm.
Getting that each person is different. Everybody's having a different experience, so it's kind of nice to hear that. So, but obviously, man, all this is taking place at music festivals. What role does let's put the weed aside for a second. What role does the music play in your life, and especially reggae music?
That's a good story.
Let's hear it.
So prior to 2016,
Gratuitously whacking that dab real quick.
so prior to
I love that. You can
2016,
hear it. The audio is coming through great.
um, I was less of a kind person. I had a
Okay,
chip on my shoulder. Definitely more
I can
cynical.
relate.
Um, I saw. I mean, I see things for how they are. Even now, you know what I mean. I don't delude myself with how happy I am and everything. I still see the world for what it is and people
Sure.
for who they are. Unfortunately, sometimes not all
Yep.
people. I don't judge before I meet like I used to. Um,
Right.
you know what I mean. But I definitely, I definitely was a different person. Um,
Okay.
and fast forward 2016, I owned a smoke shop, and I had this younger girl working for me, like 20, 21, maybe 22, and she was listening to Revolution on
Okay.
on like the TV in the shop when I came in to check on the shop, and I'm like, what is that? Sounds pretty good. And it
Yeah.
was like Safe and Sound or Feeling All
That's my
Right,
favorite Revolution
something,
song. Fuck, dude. Straight up.
something good, right?
That's a
And I'm like,
beautiful song, man.
this sounds
Yeah, it's beautiful.
this sounds amazing. What is this? You know? And she tells me, and I start listening to it. You know, I'm listening to it on YouTube, and it's like starting with Revolution, moving to like Pepper. I'm like, oh
Yeah.
shit, Pepper's in this rotation too. And I remembered Pepper, but I didn't really know Revolution or anything. So I start listening to it, and I mean, I'm just getting into it, man. It's just good music. The lyrics are really fucking talking to me, and they're literally like good vibes. People
Yep.
walking around talking down on others. And I'm like, damn, man, that's me, man. What the fuck am I doing? Like, I'm a piece of shit. I can't listen to this music and be this way. Like, too rude. Those kind of songs.
Right.
So I changed, man. I started smiling more, just saying hi, just whatever. And I mean, I've always been whatever, but I'd lost a lot of it in my cynical older age and whatever as it had came and, mid 30s, midlife crisis bullshit. But yeah, so I started going to shows. I think my first one was like a Slightly Stupid show and met some great people and just immediately loved it. I had
Yeah.
a hat. I was also going to a lot of EDM shows back then and
Yeah,
I
I was
met
a
those
huge
kind of
DDM guy too.
the people were just different. I found like the group of friends I met just I don't know a weird scenario. But
Right.
so I adopted a lot of like pins from that scene and a sash and so I already stood out when I got into the reggae scene and just everybody's like yo what's up who are you this and that and I made like a lot of lifelong friends in that first year and from there it was just all
That's good
uphill
stuff.
like
That's great, man.
great connections everywhere and started meeting bands and I mean within a year I'm meeting Revolution members and getting on their guest list and telling they're just like Don whatever Dan just hit us up anytime and I don't think they understood that meant I would drive across the country and follow them to 19 shows and
Right.
then 1 year. So I mean, like I don't remember the count exactly. I actually might have it over here, but it's up there, and I need to update it too.
Oh, and they said hit us up when you want to come to a show, and you're like, I'm going to every show.
Yeah. So fast forward, in 2017 and now, 5, 6, 7, 8. Fast forward 8 years minus one for COVID, and I'm 100 and revolution date. So I haven't done the math, but it's like 157 and whatever. I mean,
That's
like
amazing.
in 2017, I did 4. The first year I saw them, I saw them 4 times.
Right.
And one of them was Red Rocks. So
Oh,
I
wow.
did I
Beautiful.
went to Reno for the first show, weirdly. Then I did the local show in Raleigh. Then I did Red Rocks in 17, and I've not missed a Red Rock since.
Wow. That's nice.
I did something else. I don't remember what it is. I'll have to check. Wait, Grand Sierra Resort, Red Hat Amphitheater, Virginia Beach Oceanfront. Yeah, that was the one they moved inside, and some guy rushed on the stage, and Marley was just like, eh. And yeah. But then, yeah.
Shout out Virginia Beach. They have a great reggae scene in VB.
Yeah, they really do. Virginia Beach Reggae, Glen Allen.
Oh,
Shout
dude,
out.
I love Glen Allen, man.
Yeah.
Cultivated Mind's the official reggae band of my podcast. So,
Okay, yeah, those are good people.
oh,
But
they're
yeah, so
the best people in the world.
2018, 11 shows. 2019, 18 shows. 2020, I still made it to 6 shows before the world shut down.
Right?
2021, 14 shows. 2022, 31. And then 2023, I'm like, well, I got to top that.
Yep.
46.
Yes.
And
That's a
yeah,
show a week almost.
dog, I went to their entire tour minus like 3 or 4 days.
That's awesome.
Like, it was insane. Plus all the festivals. And I was working that year because that was the year I started doing all that shit.
Right.
So I got paid for a lot of it too. And 2024, it doesn't say how many shows, but it wasn't as many because they're not touring as much. But yeah, I literally have a list of almost all the shows. It's just crazy.
That's great, man. See, yeah, hell yeah, dude. That's all. I mean, at least you're keeping a timeline of it. So, like you said, stoner problems. You got to write shit down, or you're gonna forget it.
Yeah, don't
And
remind
it's
me.
kind of cool that you had the EDM. I did too. I owned a breakbeat label when I was in Orlando,
Okay.
and yeah, for a long time, funky flavor music, man. For like 8 years, I DJ'd. I was in the club scene, but I say it this way, and my wife actually put it this way: it's from going from the darkness into the light.
Yep.
All the
Yep.
EDM shows, everything's at night. You know what I mean? It's like, and then the reggae shows. It's just a completely different mindset. Everything's
Oh, I know.
different, and I really hate to say this. The drugs are different. It
Yep.
puts you in a completely different space, and it's so much. The reggae is so much better, man.
Oh, I
Especially when you get older.
know.
So, so how do you see your role like evolving over the years? Like from when you started until now. Like obviously, do you have like a 5-year plan, or you just kind of keep it the same, or is there like
Honestly, I have no plan. I thought about doing a podcast. I thought about doing
yeah? There you
interviews,
go.
like on the spot, like at the shows, backstage, on stage, side stage. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Like, I'd have to like come up with
Anything
questions.
you did
Like,
would blow up, though. I mean, you could
I
interview
mean,
every single one of them.
the issue is I need to get away from this as content because this just gets stifled on all platforms. You
Right.
know. 1 second. I'm just grabbing a tissue.
Yeah,
So
no,
that's
you're good, man.
the real issue. I don't know if you can still hear me.
Yeah, I can. I can hear you great.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. So it is on there. Where is the tissues?
Um,
Sorry, finding the tissues in the car is an issue.
Man, that view is absolutely gorgeous, bro.
Oh, there they are.
I'm
It really
jealous.
is. It really is. I'm on the live.
Kind of makes me want to hop in the car and drive over to Cali.
Yeah, man. Switch up the podcast to Cali.
Yeah, no kidding, man. I've only been once
It's
for
beautiful,
a
man.
political conference or a political group I used to be in called Refuse and Resist. They had a conference in LA, and I went. It was really neat, man.
Oh, nice, nice.
Yeah, it was cool. I just remember it was 20 years ago, and an extra value meal cost $14 back then in California. So
So, but yeah, that's Revolution definitely, paved the way to meet everybody else and start getting backstage and do everything I'm doing.
that's so awesome, bro. Now, have you ever and this is a dead ass serious question, man. You ever thought about making like a documentary? Or honestly, you know what? Just asking a filmmaker, I guarantee you somebody would fucking do it.
Yeah, I mean, my life's pretty interesting, and I mean, I'm definitely okay to just be. I mean, like, I'm very truthful. The problem is, I mean, it'd have to be an accurate one, and I don't know. I'd have to do it myself, honestly, because I wouldn't trust anyone to not want to
Screw it up.
make it. No, not even screw it up. Just make it too good to be like,
No, I hear you.
instead of me waiting outside in the cold to meet Wiz Khalifa the first time and never actually, or not to meet him, but to like go inside with the Gravity Bong at Red Rocks.
Right.
They'd make it so I actually made it in and I made it on stage or backstage. You know what I mean? Like, you know how they're always going to make it a little bit more. Like I know how movies are, and whatever's going to sell it better. So
Right.
I don't think I'd ever trust anyone to do it. But I don't know. I definitely have an interesting life. I've gotten thousands of people high, literally, I mean, I don't even know the number of times I've literally, there's, hundreds, 600 videos that I have of me with this on my chest from the past couple of years. So I don't even know, it's crazy to actually.
And what's
think
cool
about
too,
it.
man, is people get past joints at shows all the time. Yeah, everybody who hits that, they remember you. So there's 20,
it's fun.
50, fucking 100,000 people that remember you personally.
It's interesting,
It is, man.
The other day at Walmart, I was literally driving or riding your cart, and riding the cart, and I ride past these two Walmart employees that are collecting carts, and I hear one of them say, "Man, that looks like the guy from YouTube."
Yeah.
And I'm like, I turned around, I looked down, I'm like, yeah, that's me. The bearded Larry? He's like, yeah, man, with the bong. I'm like, yeah, that's me, man. Yeah. So like, it's so weird awesome, for me to have that kind of shit happen. Like, I don't really. I mean, I know it's going to happen with the hat I'm wearing. I don't. Again, this is me. I didn't make this character. This was me before,
right?
I became it. So I'm not gonna just like if I want to not be recognized or whatever, I don't wear this hat. If I don't want the person behind the counter to take 5 extra minutes giving me whatever I wanted them to give me from behind the counter because they're just like, did you make that? That is so cool. Like, where did you get that? So, no, this one right here is so cool. Yo, can I just get my pack of cigarettes, please?
Right, exactly.
Anyways, so it has a lot, but there's been times too where, I mean, I swear to God, TSA is just, that is such a dope hat, so cool, and they're not even caring what the fuck I'm putting in. You know what I mean? So,
right,
like, it's
exactly.
been a great distraction at the same time as, like, oh my God, people, just focus on your job. I've literally one time I went like this. I was like, can I get the cigarettes right there? Like, I took my hat off, put it on he wouldn't stop. Anyway, like it was bad. I don't know what else was going on with me that day, but I was just done. So I was just like, please.
Well, your hat's a porn star, man. That's funny.
Like Jesus. And before this, it was my car. My car has this giant Revolution sticker on the back that I did this since like 2021 or so. I don't know.
Oh, nice.
I don't know. Can you see it?
A little.
I figured it was taking a second to
to load.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen a Revolution sticker on the back of a car before.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Crazy.
Hell yeah, man.
Walking back over here.
Yeah, it's kind of cool that you brought up Safe and Sound, though, man. When we get done we're getting done with this podcast. I'm going to listen to that song. Safe and Sound by Revolution. And I'm a huge roots reggae guy, old school, but Safe and Sound by Revolution and Dark Angel by Tribal Seeds. They give
Oh
me
yeah,
goosebumps every single time I hear them, man, and it's absolutely incredible. Um,
it's insane, insane.
yeah,
They,
it's beautiful music, man.
I mean,
So,
Revolution, Soja, and Tribal, I think, are some of the top lyrics in our scene too.
oh God, tribal seeds. Me and my wife have this discussion all the time. Um, just tribal seeds. We love everybody, but I don't understand sometimes how I'll see tribal kind of below certain bands. And no offense to the other bands, but I mean, in our opinion, they should be at the top every time because it's our favorite American reggae band, straight up, 100%. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
And Revolution as well is right there with him. But they just tribal seeds, man. There, it's Stephen Jacobo, his lyrics, and just how conscious he is, and I mean, and how straight up he is, and consistent is just absolutely amazing, man. You know?
That's the thing too, the consistency.
Yes, absolutely, man.
Hmm.
So do you have a message to like the younger generations about cannabis or about festivals or about life?
I mean, just be yourself, and treat
Yeah,
other
sure.
people like you want them to treat you, like Mom used to say.
Yeah. Amen.
That's one of my biggest things.
All right, so are you ready for a rapid fire round? I know you just took a bunch of swats, but you mind if I just pump out like 5 questions at you real quick?
Yeah, let's do it.
What's your
Let's do
favorite strain of all time?
it. Jack Herrera.
What's your favorite reggae track to smoke to?
Simply Captivating by Revolution.
What's the weirdest food you've ever eaten while you were high at a festival?
Tacos without sour cream.
Yeah, it's pretty
One of
fucking
those.
weird, man. Sorry. How many people have you gotten high in a single day?
Oh God, over 100 easy.
That's awesome. And I just came up with this question on the fly. Do you prefer dessert or like regular food? You know what I mean? Like salty or savory? Or is it savory or sweet?
I'm more of a savory kind of person most of the time. Most of
I'm a dessert guy straight up. I will eat it before, especially if you're
the time.
smoking. I'll eat it before dinner, man. Cannolis, I'll eat them for dinner.
Okay, nice.
Larry, man, thank you so much for coming on, bro. This was fucking hilarious. I kind of knew what to expect, but I didn't think it would be that funny. Thank you for opening up and being honest with us, man. You definitely shed a lot of light on what you do. It was very cool. I do expect to see some sort of like documentary or something from you. Like something
We'll see.
eventually is going to be out there. You know what I mean? It's bound to happen.
We'll see what I do. I mean, I got to do something soon. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it's really just figuring out how to do it and just stay true to myself, and because to me that's what it's all about. Be you and see what happens.
Well, that's it, buddy. Thank you so much, man. I definitely appreciate you being on the show. And
Oh yeah, man.
there is strength in unity to build your community. So follow me on Instagram. Follow me on TikTok. Go to my website, hippie-fari.podbean.com, or shoot me an email, hippie-fari-reggae@gmail.com. And this is Scotty, the high-strung hippie, reminding you to speak your mind before somebody else does it for you. And do something nice for somebody today. Grab flowers for your partner. Smoke out a stranger. Slip the homeless man a buck. But whatever you do, do it from the heart, because all good things start with a heart. Peace, love, and roster rhythms are all a part of that reggae revolution. One love, fam.